Hi everybody, it's Carol. I'm back again with my masterboard, and this is where we left off last time. The only thing I did was I put some doilies on here, just a few little pieces throughout. It was actually breaking apart because it's a very vintage one, and so that's why I didn't put a lot on. Just a couple of little pieces. I couldn't get anything more because it was actually just breaking apart on me. So I did bring a few other things just to stick on here. I have some labels and I brought some butterflies. I don't know if I'm going to use them or not, but I did want to get some of these labels just to randomly stick them around here because they just look gorgeous. And I'm just going to place them down and then I'll just glue them. So these are botanical definitions that I have here. And what I'm going to do, because this board is so long, I think I'm just going to stick them on the side here and then just do one side at a time. Well, I have a lot of green ones over here, so I'm going to take some of the green away. So now I just have one green one there. So I'm going to stick these down. I'm going to use my art glitter glue. And after I stick a few different things down here, I have butterflies and I have these labels. Then I would like to Mod Podge. And I like these labels because they have different colors on them. If you see what I mean, like around the label itself. And I'm just going to stick them in random places, just where it looks like something needs to be, something looks kind of open, or something like this here, like that little doily needed something in there. So here's a nice little floral piece, and I'll stick that over there. I think these labels look so pretty. They look so nice on here. And I do have quite a few of them that I brought out. Here's a nature definition. Now, the height-wise, this board is perfect because it's around 9.5 inches, but it's 24 inches long, so I'm not sure how I'm going to use it. I'm probably gonna have to take some off each of the end, or maybe just, like have, I don't know, like maybe 15 inches here, and then just, cut it that way, because I think we can use it better by doing that instead of cutting a little bit off each of the end. Then you're stuck with, like 3 or 4 inches a piece. So I think it would be wiser just to do it the other way. Here's a small little label. Stick this right over there. I may be using up all these labels that I brought out. Let's see what kind of colored ones I have here. And I'm checking because I want to make sure that I'm still in camera view. Okay. The pretty little oval one. Put that right on the doily. And I brought along my little leafy stamp. So I may be using that. I'm not sure. Then I have to make sure I'm not putting these labels on upside down. Okay. Let's see, I have 3 left. Let me get my bearings here. See if there's any empty places where I can stick a label. And I also want to make sure I don't have any loose ephemeris. I think I'm pretty good with the labels. I don't think I'm going to put any more down. And these butterflies they're kind of lacy, so, and what I mean by that is when they go down you can see through them. And I want to see how it's going to look on here. I think it'll be pretty. Let's find a good place for this butterfly. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick down. I have a few of them here. Some of them are so hard to get off the backing. So this is my little sticker starter. Okay, let's see. We'll put it over here because I'm in camera view, right by the big mushroom. I love these mushrooms here. I can stick a few of these little butterflies. Put them on here. They're so lacy looking and I think they're so pretty. I don't know if they're real butterflies or, you know, stickers of if butterflies really look like this. I've never seen any. Okay, let's get this over here. Okay. We'll get something. So we put this one right here. Actually, they're very lacy looking, but you can't really see through them. Very little you can see through them when they're on the board here. I guess this is ending up to be one of those clustered boards. Not clustered, but I forgot how Tina named hers, but it was a crowded, clustered masterboard. She just had so much ephemera on it. I think that's what she called it. The crowded, clustered masterboard. So I have one left just like that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could stick one right up here. And the other ones, I do have more, but they're more like pink and blue. And I chose more of these orangey ones. I didn't want to bring too many colors into this. I think what we have here is fine. Okay, so, and what I also wanted to do was bring in some washi. Now these are, bring in some washi tape, just like little pieces to randomly stick them down. And this is fat, so I'm going to I guess this is turning out to be a crowded, clustered board. And this here was inspired by Rachel from Roxy from Rachel from Roxy Creations. And that's what she did. Like when she makes her master board, or a lot of any kind of tags or whatever, she'll bring washi tape into it. And if it's fat, she will do what I'm doing right now. And it just looks so pretty sticking the washi tape. Now I do have some fall leaves here, but there's not much on here. I could use it all up just to stay in, you know, with the same theme. Just a few little pieces. That's all I probably even have on here. But what I'm going to do is keep it close to the edge. These are full leaves. I'm going to bring some right in the middle. I'll probably end up using this whole, or the rest of the roll. I don't want to say the whole roll because there's really not much on here. Okay, I'll put, see, we're at the end right here. one little piece, and that's it. This is not even sticky. This is the part that's on the roll. So now I'm pulling off the roll. So that's finished. Right there, that's finished. And what else did I want to put on here? I could stick a couple of these little bows. And then after I put these down, then I'm going to Mod Podge it, and then we'll let it dry. Well, I may want to do a little inking when I okay, let's see where I can stick it down. You know, and again, I'm just going to randomly stick these. I only have a few, so I'm just going to stick them down wherever. Let's see, I have 3 more here, I believe. And they're very little. Probably wouldn't notice it unless you were looking for the bow. I do have many that are different sizes. Let's see, so I have 1, 2 here. Okay, I'm just going to stick them down here. And then we'll do some inking on some of these pieces. And then we'll Mod Podge it. There's going to be a lot of things on here. But I think it's going to be all good. I think it's all going to blend in real nicely. Okay, I'm just looking to see if there's any loose things on here. Any loose pieces of ephemera. Well, my bows are stuck down. Okay, I think that's actually, I did bring some of these just to stick. I don't even know if there's room to put anything else. I think I'm just going to do the Mod Podge now. Let me put my glue away. Close up my glue. And I brought my paper plate. And I have this. And I have a couple of, I have a new Mod Podge, but I also have a couple that that's the end of that one. Whoops. And I like to add water to this. I brought my spray bottle. But I'm going to go through so much. So I'm going to clear. Oh, I did want to put my, let me move this off to the side because I did want to put a little bit of, I did want to edge the gold with, put the edging with my gold stick. And I know I'm not going to use it this way because I'm going to be cutting it down, but I just want to see how this is going to look. I have water that I'm at the top here where I'm dip it in water, and it's like watercolor paint. I mean, I could use it just by itself, but this way it just goes a little longer, a little further. Can you see the glistening of the gold? It's difficult to have this whole piece inside in the camera. That looks pretty. You know, but when I cut this up, like I'm having the gold on the edging right now, but I know when I cut it up, you know, so say if I cut a square out of here or to make it a tag, I'm just going to have the bottom part with the gold accent on it, but I'll always, you know, I can always fix that by putting more gold on it. Okay, so I'm going to put this away, and I'm going to, oh my gosh, this brush soaked up the Mod Podge. I'm going to have to open up. I have so many here. Okay, so let me get started. I'm going to start at this end. I just want to move some of this off so that I can move, my board around and it won't interfere. Okay, here we go. This is a pretty wide brush I have. So I'm just going to cover the whole board with this. And this is actually, it's going to act like a glue too. There's so much liquid inside here that when you press it down, you could see it all coming out. I think I put a little too much water in here. But that's okay because I'll be able to rectify that. This is so messy because it's all sticky. I'm trying my best to keep this in camera and try and do this so that you can see what I'm doing. So when I'm through with this, I will give it a full day to dry. because it'll take that long. I think I may want to put a little bit of water. A little bit of water with that. Look at how this is just soaking it up. I think I had mentioned that before, that this really, it soaks up a lot of the liquid. Okay. Let me see if I can just use this, because sometimes it's on the thicker side. So that's why I tend to mix it with some water. And some of the pieces of ephemera are sticking up right now, so I think I may have to go back in there with glue once this dries. Unless it'll, you know, stay tacked down. I probably should have had my paper underneath here. That's one good thing about this glass desk, is that you can, you know, and it's meant for that. It's meant for painting and crafting on top of it, because it just wipes clean so easily. I've gone through so many crafting boards that, you know, you get the paint on them and they just start to look really trashy looking after a while. So after going through like 3 of them, I thought, I'm just going to get the glass one. So I did. Okay, we're down to the nitty-gritty now. And I see a couple of pieces that are sticking up. Like right there. Okay, so we have that covered, and I'm just going to get a clean wipey here. And this is how easy it is just to get this wet glue off that came on here from the brush when I was painting this on. Oh my gosh, I love how this turned out. And it's still wet now, so I'm going to just let this dry. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to ink some of the pieces. Oh golly, I really don't think anything needs to be inked, but you know, we'll see when it dries. We'll see if, because nothing is really white, so I'll just see what it's like. Looks like part of that came off, but I'll fix that when it's dry. When this is dry, I'll see if we can. Okay, all fixed. There. Excuse me. Okay, so, all right. So this is done now, and I'll be back when this dries, and then we'll carry on and see what we're going to do with this board. But it's really scrumptious looking. I'm really enjoying it. I love it. And oh, and you know what else? I forgot to put my stamping on here. But now that I put them up, you know what? I'm going to have to make another one. I may be back while this is drying. maybe later on, and I'm going to make another one, and it's going to be one with all my forget-me's on it. So you have a good rest of the day. Thank you for joining me, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.